pretty easy. This is sharp enough where that is not much of an issue. Get rid of some of his old skin there. So I'm sure you guys already know this, but reptiles, they have scales, and so one thing about scales is scales can't grow with you. And so every time they grow, instead of just getting bigger and bigger like we do where our skin gets bigger and bigger to suit us, they will shed their skin. So they have a new skin underneath the old skin, and so the old one comes off, they have the new one, and the new one's a little bit bigger. A little bit stinky?
Yes.
It's okay. It happens. All right, so first off, a couple of things that we see here is we see, what do you think that thing is? That's a vein. So usually when you do a dissection with a prepared specimen, a vein like that will be colored blue, like they'll insert some latex into it. But that one is just naturally blue because the blood has run out of its oxygen. But this is what's called the caudal vein. And so, here we go. All right, so.
That's a lot of fat, right?
Yeah, these are all fat bodies. No, this is all fat right here. Oh. It's tough though. The stuff they have is tough. They're pretty compact. So.
I live on a ranch. This is nothing.
Yeah, you're right. You live with cows.
Right, man.
Okay.
I've gutted a squid before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's better than formaldehyde.
No, I didn't, but I accidentally exploded one of its eyeballs all over my
What does
neighbor's
formaldehyde?
sink.
Yeah, I'd rather the fresh smell than the formaldehyde smell.
Yeah, I think
Okay, so.
Fat, man.
Yeah.
It ain't good. Are those the lungs, sir?
He is obese.
No. These are.
He is obese.
I suspect the testes. We're going to find out if it's a male or female.
How can we tell if it's male or female?
Okay, so snakes actually have below in their tail segment here, they have a group of two penises called the hemipenes, and that's them right there. Boop, boop. So we know this is a male because it has the two penises right there. And so that would make these two paired organs the testes.
Really?
Yep, notice that. I mean, in snakes, everything's elongate. He's got a big old turd right there. We're not going to open up. Do you see that? So that's his gastrointestinal tract.
Yeah. That's just.
I thought they just regurgitated everything else.
No, he's had a lot of meals down here. You see all that? That's digested enough where we're not going to be able to tell.
That's probably the large intestine up there, and that's the small.
What's that? Yeah, it's hard to really make a big differentiation between the two, but yeah. Those are the kidneys. Gosh, that's long though.
Man.
I have no idea.
All right.
I'm getting plenty of walk.
Yeah, I know.
Keep on. Ooh. That's the gallbladder I just pierced.
Oh, bile.
What is that?
That's bile.
It's bile. It helps you digest fats and grease. A lot of people think
So
the gallbladder
as you can
doesn't do
see,
that.
a lot of what we're just seeing, they have the same organ structure as us. It's just very, very elongate. Let me apologize to everybody for the smell.
Yeah, this is,
I'm wondering.
this is
What'd you hit?
What?
What'd you hit?
Oh, just
Gallbladder.
the interior cavity.
We've had this smell.
That's exciting.
We've been enduring this since you started.
All right, fair enough.
We're right by it, so.
It works.
We will that.
All right, so it's still frozen in there, so we're gonna keep on going.
4.5 minutes of cutting open a snake.
Wow. Get to some new organs up here. Good guess, but I don't think so. I'm gonna open it up a little bit more just to be sure, but giving its color tone.
It's probably a liver.
Yeah, that's our liver.
This man possesses excessive amounts of stank.
I mean, I'm sure if we cut
Yes,
you,
sir.
it would smell the same way.
Should they? Yeah. That's interesting.
Are we gonna take out any organs?
With the way it's smelling, we're gonna go with no. All right, so big, elongate liver. You might notice that all its organs are very, very long, so all very well adapted to their body form.
Come closer to the heart. The blood clot.
Everybody surviving? If you need to, like, if you're freaking out, you can step outside and breathe some fresh air.
Should we open the door at least?
Yeah, we can do
I got
that.
a homemade gas mask. This shirt
All
actually
right,
works.
here we
I
go.
like that shirt. That's a good movie. It still freaks me out, but good movie.
Yeah.
I can't even.
See my first
I always felt
rodeo.
bad for the shark.
Yeah.
Like, the humans. He's supposed to be a shark. It's not his fault. The humans keep on swimming into his habitat.
All right,
Our snake heart
Fishing in my room.
That's the heart.
what's it look like?
Yeah.
Yep, so there's our heart.
What's the?
So that looks like one of the main veins or arteries.
Smells like a pet store.
It's hard to tell at this point. Yeah.
What kind of pet store are you going to?
No, like for a moment it doesn't.
Wow, that's a.
Wow, Connor, teach me your skills.
She's
All
recording
right,
this.
so
Good. I'm happy that she's recording.
you're not a professor, you're a con artist. Get it? It's not funny because I said so.
Is that his windpipe?
Yeah, so this is no, so this is the trachea. The trachea, the way you tell that from the esophagus is it has these rings. We call them cartilaginous rings. So they're meant to protect it from collapsing, so that they can breathe even if they receive some sort of injury.
It's strange they don't have a larynx. I guess they don't make any noise.
Yeah, they
They
don't
hiss
have a
it.
voice box. Okay, now let's see here.
Totally saying this to my mom.
What is that? Okay, he just had some fluid in him. So,
Delicious.
yeah.
Kool-Aid.
Intestine?
The liver looks like the biggest organ. It's like,
Yeah, which is strange. Well, I mean, his intestines kind of span from here to here.
So much.
Gallbladder. The gallbladder is like in a strange place in terms of the human body. It's so much higher.
This is just going to be a fat deposit right here. And so these are the two lungs right here. A lot of snakes will have either singular or really reduced lungs, but it looks like he's actually got two
oh, really?
functioning lungs. So
Usually just go, doesn't it usually just go to one?
usually, but
He like reading the full.
Can we determine how he died?
I mean, someone who's better with who's trained in it.
I mean, he doesn't appear to be. I mean, his organs seem to be okay. I mean, we haven't cut any of them open, but from the outside, nothing seems to be like.
I would guess that's where we hit the smell. So it could just be he ate too much and didn't get enough heat, so the food might have rotted inside him or something like that. So, whew, all right.
This is amazing.
So,
It's so different than all the other animals that I've seen.
here we go. So I worked with a group for a while. So if you guys have heard about the pythons in the Everglades, how they're affecting the mammals there and everything like that. So that was when I was an undergraduate in college. That was actually my research. So I surveyed for pythons like this and also surveyed for mammals, and we were basically able to figure out that pythons were having an effect on mammals there. Well, every python that we collected, we then handed over to other biologists in the park who did basically this, and then they would get their stomach contents and see what exactly was what they ate. So it was fun and exciting. All right. How's everything going over there?
Perfect.
Everybody ready to switch? Or
We are experts.
do you need a couple minutes, or you guys want to switch?
No, we're good.
How long did you say?
What's that?
How long is he?
I would give it 9 feet maybe, because this is an 8-foot table, and if we stretched it out, it'd probably be hanging off at about a foot or so. All right, so.
Can we see inside of his mouth and like up around his face?
Yeah,
Can you
sure.
see his brain?
Oh yeah. So first off, check those teeth out.
Ow.
I've been bitten by one of these suckers before, and that is not fun.
Yeah, that looks like
Doesn't
Now
look
this
hard.
thing, that is the epiglottis and the glottis. And so what's cool is that's what they use to make the hissing noise. But they can also they can breathe through that when they have something going down their gullet. So they can breathe even when they're eating, which is why they can take hours sometimes to eat prey and not.
Oh, the teeth are interesting.
Yeah, so they've got almost all snakes. All snakes that I can think of off the top of my head have 2 rows of teeth. So they've got an inner row and outer row. So if you ever get bitten by a snake, you'll be able to see the imprint of the inner row. Yeah, sorry, in the outer row.
Hey, blood's talking.
That's really cool.
My worst python bite I ever got, it was about a 6-footer. I was putting it back in a snake bag, and it grabbed me with those teeth as I was putting it down, and it just scratched up my whole arm. All right, let's see what you got, buddy.
Dude. That's a nice apple. Is it new?
Yeah, I just put it on today. Oh, there it is.
I'm surprised at how much fat he had.
Yeah, it was a lot.
He was a captive snake. Most captive snakes, even the quote-unquote healthy ones, are very obese, just because they can't get anywhere near as much exercise as they can. Okay, so there's a little area right in here. That's where his brain is. So really, really small brain, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it. We'll see.
I'll run back to this frame on, but.
Is he smart?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get through it. No.
I'm scared of something like
Yeah, that would be bad, huh? But so basically, really tiny brain. So even this guy, look, it's about the size of a peanut, just for the cranial cavity. So the brain's even smaller than that. So really small brain. Not smart animals, but they don't have to be to survive. In Florida, within 2 years, they're bigger than any native snake that we have in Florida. Within 1 year, they're bigger than 90% of them. So they don't really have to worry about getting eaten. The only thing that really eats them are occasionally alligators, and humans will kill them. That's about it. So. All right. Any questions before we move on?
No.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch. Is everybody okay for that?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch